Item number 404. Standard sanitary sewer manholes. 404. 1. Description. This item shall govern for the construction of standard sanitary sewer manholes complete in place and the materials therein, including manhole rings and covers. Manholes shall be constructed of materials and workmanship as prescribed by these specifications, at such places shown on the plans or designated by the engineer, and in conformity with the typical details and sketches shown. All plans, materials, and specifications shall be in accordance with the Texas Administrative Code, TAC, rules to include. Design criteria for domestic wastewater systems 30 TAC 217 or any revisions thereto as applicable. A standard sanitary sewer manhole shall be a single maintenance entrance cylindrical structure having a uniform internal diameter of 4 feet, 4, 5 feet, 5, or 6 feet, 6, from the base of the structure to the bottom of the diameter adjustment section or cone. The base of the structure shall include the load-bearing portion beneath and exterior of the structure, invert channels, and the fill or bench portions adjacent to the lower sewer pipes within the structure as shown on the plan details. The vertical height of the diameter adjustment section or cone shall be between 24 inches, 24, and 36 inches, 36. Adjustment or throat rings may be used for elevation adjustment of the manhole ring and cover. Manhole ring concrete encasement as shown on the plan details, or equal, shall be provided to attach the ring and cover to the diameter adjustment section or cone. 404. 2 types. Unless otherwise shown on the plans and details or approved by the engineer, standard sanitary sewer manholes shall be constructed with precast reinforced concrete manhole sections. Manholes which differ from the above description shall be governed by sanitary sewer structures, item number 405 of these specifications. 404. 3 materials. 1. Precast reinforced concrete manhole sections. Precast reinforced concrete manhole sections shall conform to the requirements of ASTM C478. The precast sections shall have rubber gasket compression joints conforming to the material and performance requirements of ASTM C443. Precast concrete manhole base. A steel reinforced concrete base may be used with precast concrete manhole sections. This base shall be furnished with confined O-ring joints in conformance with ASTM C443. The reinforced concrete precast manhole base as shown on the plans shall be manufactured in accordance with ASTM C478. The precast base may have formed smooth invert channels cast at the angles which are indicated on the plans. The invert channel shall, unless otherwise required by the plans and specifications, have 3-inch, 3, fall toward the outlet, and inverts shall be designed to prevent reverse flow. Pipe to manhole connectors. Pipe to manhole joint connectors for a watertight seal between the manhole base and specified sewer line shall be provided for precast. The pipe to manhole connection shall be made with the PSX positive seal system or engineer approved equal. This joint shall comply with ASTM C923. All precast manhole sections and bases shall have a certificate of compliances and stamped by an independent certified test laboratory or the San Antonio River Authority. 2. Mortar. Mortar shall be composed on 1 part Portland cement, 2 parts sand and sufficient water to produce a workable mixture. When used to plaster manholes, mortar may be composed of 1 part cement to 3 parts sand. Up to 10% lime may be used in both mixes. 3. Manhole rings and covers. Watertight manholes are required unless otherwise approved by the governing entity. Watertight manhole rings and covers shall be cast iron as manufactured by East Jordan Iron Works with 400 lbs. Minimum combined weight, 6 inches, 6, total height, and 30 inches, 30, minimum ring inside diameter or engineer approved equal. Covers with SEWER logo shall contain no holes or openings except as required for bolts. 2 lifting bars with slots adequate for pick insertion shall be cast into the cover for lifting purposes. Covers shall seat on a minimum 5/16 inch, 5/16, diameter rubber ring gasket conforming to the material requirements of ASTM C443. The rubber gasket shall rest in a groove cast in the ring inside of the bolts. 4, 5/8 of an inch, 5/8, diameter stainless steel, hex head bolts shall be provided for each cover, and 1 bolt shall be manhole lock 1/2, 13x2 203 lg, as manufactured by McGard Inc. Part number 117150, or approved equal. The 4 bolt holes in the covers shall be evenly spaced and provided with a minimum of 1 1/2 inch, 1/2, diameter countersinks for the bolt heads. On the fastened and bolted position, the bolt heads shall not extend beyond the surface of the cover. Gaskets of a size and material as approved by the engineer shall be provided for the bolts to ensure air and water tightness. Alignment marks shall be cast onto watertight rings and covers for proper bolt alignment. The finished frames and covers shall have the bearing surfaces machined ground, and sets of rings and covers shall be marked in such a way that they can be matched for assembly in field. Standard manhole rings and covers shall be cast iron as manufactured by East Jordan Iron Works with 400 lbs. Minimum combined weight, 6 inches, 6, total height, and 30 inches, 30, minimum ring inside diameter or engineer approved equal. Covers shall contain no holes or openings. 2 lifting bars shall be cast into the cover with slots adequate for pick insertion for lifting purposes. All covers shall have the words sanitary sewer cast thereon, in addition to having San Antonio River Authority as shown on SEWER's standard detail SD 404, page 7 of 7. If concrete throat rings are to be installed, they must be used in conjunction with a UV stabilized polyethylene liner and I/I barrier. I/I barrier must meet the following ASTM standards. ASTM D790/1505 density of polyethylene materials, ASTM D1238 melt flow index, ASTM 638 tensile strength at yield, 50 mm per millimeter, ASTM 790 flex Ural modulus, ASTM 648 heat deflection temperature at Eichbel, ASTM 1693 ESR 100% Eichbel/10% Eichbel. A minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4 throat rings will be used at each manhole for adjustment. Infiltration dishes. Infiltration dishes will be required in manholes where applicable, i.e., such as low drainage areas, and every third manhole shall be vented. 30 manhole cover with 1-inch hole center of cover where applicable /or watertight /bolt down. Note: manhole cover inserts shall be FRW Industries Incorporated. Inflow protector cover Preco Industries Ltd. Sewer guard, or approved equal, and shall be installed in strict accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations. The contractor shall be responsible for making the necessary field measurements for the manufacturer prior to production. For concrete. All concrete for manholes shall conform to the provisions of item number 300, concrete, Class A. 5. Reinforcing steel. All reinforcing steel shall conform to the provisions of item number 301, reinforcing steel. 6. Throat rings. Adjustment throat rings shall be reinforced concrete rings having a maximum thickness of 2 inches, 2. The concrete ring reinforcement steel shall be a minimum of number 2 wire. The internal diameter shall not be less than 30 inches, 30, and the width shall be a minimum of 5 inches, 5. Concrete shall conform to the provisions of item number 300, concrete, Class A. A minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4 throat rings shall be used at each manhole for adjustability. 7. Coating. All new manholes shall be watertight and the interior walls coated with a SANITARY-approved sewer structural coating. Before backfilling/compaction/concrete encasement, all manhole joint sections, risers, cone sections, and grade rings shall be wrapped with gator wrap sealing systems, butyl adhesive sealant with a minimum thickness of 30 mils, in-fly shield wrapped with riser wrap gator wrap sealing systems. New manhole protective coating, liner is for the purpose of I/I infiltration because of high water table. Application procedures accordance with manufacturer's recommendation and per the following specifications. A. Manhole protective coating. Contractor will be responsible for manholes on project safety assessment, confined space entry set by Occupational Safety and Health Standards, 29 CFR 1910-146 App. E. B. The contractor shall notify the SEWER, Utilities Inspections Department with a minimum of 2 days advance notice of the start of any field surface preparation work of coating application work of manholes. C. All new manholes in new developments shall be 30 opening, watertight and the interior wall coated with a SEWER approved sewer structure for all manholes. Apply a combination of both products with the cementitious coating first, followed by the epoxy coating Lafarge Soperco 2000 HR regular, with the required 1-inch thick application. This is the only product yet approved which satisfies the requirement of applying the combination of both the cementitious coating and epoxy coating. Approved materials are as follows. A. Cementitious coating with required 1-inch thick application Permacast CR, 5000 strong seal MS2C standard cement material ink pen liner Quadex alumina liner B. Epoxy coating with specified thickness application. Raven 405 series high build epoxy liner required thickness 125 mils spray wall polyurethane system required thickness 150 mils 8 rubber. Rubber meets ASTM C923/mastic meets ASTM C990 or equal approved by the SEWER engineer. 404 construction methods. Manholes shall be constructed of materials and workmanship as prescribed by these specifications, at such places shown on the plans or designated by the engineer, and in conformity with the typical details and sketches shown. 1 footings or bases of manholes shall be a minimum of 6 inches, 6, in depth below the bottom of the pipe and reinforcing steel is required to be placed in the concrete as per item number 301 reinforcing steel. All manhole bases shall be bedded on 6 inches, 6, of crushed stone placed to provide a firm foundation for the manhole. 2 manhole inverts. The bottom of the manhole shall be provided with a U-shaped channel that is as much as possible a smooth continuation of the inlet and outlet pipes. The bench shall be finished smooth with a slope of 1/2 inch, 1/2, per foot from the manhole walls to the edges of the invert. For manholes connected to pipes less than 15 inches in diameter the channel depth shall be at least half the largest pipe diameter. For manholes connected to pipes 15 to 24 inches in diameter the channel depth shall be at least 3/4 the largest pipe diameter. For manholes connected to pipes greater than 24 inches in diameter the channel depth shall be at least equal to the largest pipe diameter. The top half of all sewer pipes within the invert channel or bench zone shall be removed flush to the inside manhole walls. In manholes with different pipe sizes, the tops of the pipes shall be placed at the same elevation and flow channels in the invert sloped on an even slope from pipe to pipe. 3 joints on sewer pipe shall not be cast or constructed within the wall sections of manholes. Gasket and joint surfaces on recessed O-ring joints shall be lubricated with a lubricant suitable for use with confined rubber O-ring concrete pipe joints. Dust, dirt, and foreign matter must be removed from the joint surfaces. Lubricant can be applied with a brush, cloth pad, sponge, or glove. A smooth round object should be inserted under the gasket and run around the circumference 2 or 3 times to equalize stretch in the gasket. 4 concrete cradles shall be provided for all influent and effluent pipes on new manhole and sewer pipe systems which do not utilize precast manhole bases with compression or resilient joint connectors. Concrete cradles shall extend beyond the outside walls of the manhole a minimum of 36 inches, 36. On new sewer manhole and pipe systems and new pipe systems connecting to existing manholes, pipes entering a manhole above the lowest sewer shall project 2 inches, 2, from the inside wall. Such pipes shall be installed with a joint a minimum of 6 inches, 6, and a maximum of 18 inches, 18, from the outside manhole wall. A concrete cradle shall be provided for the pipe extending from the manhole wall a minimum distance of 36 inches, 36, on those manholes which do not utilize precast concrete manhole bases with compression or resilient joint connectors. Precast manhole bases. The contractor shall level and plumb the base prior to setting the precast manhole riser sections on the precast concrete base. Concrete cradles shall not be required for precast concrete manhole bases which utilize resilient or compression joints as shown on the plans and details. 5 voids between exterior pipe walls and manhole walls at all pipe connections in manholes shall be filled with a non-shrink grout, concrete, or mortar as approved by the engineer or as shown on the plan details and inspected prior to backfilling. 6 Where connections to existing manholes are required, the adjacent pipe bedding shall be prepared to proper grade, the existing manhole neatly cut and the new pipe inserted so that the end is projecting 2 inches, 2, from the inside wall. The invert shall then be reshaped to properly channel new flows. Debris of any kind shall be kept out of new or existing manholes or mains. 7 The contractor shall be required to backfill all new manholes with an approved flowable backfill in accordance with the requirements of the right-of-way owner having jurisdiction up to 1 foot above the cone section. 8 Throat rings. Throat rings shall be mortared between all bearing surfaces sufficient to provide a minimum, in place, mortar thickness of 1/4 inch, 1/4. No more than 4, or less than 2, throat rings may be used on any manhole. 9 Manhole ring encasement. All manhole rings shall be encased with non-reinforced concrete as shown in plan details or as approved by the engineer. A. Concrete for concrete encasement around manholes which are not in a new or existing street shall conform to the provisions of item number 300, concrete, Class B, minimum. Manhole rings encasement shall have a minimum depth of 28 inches, 28, with a minimum depth of 20 inches, 20, below the top of the manhole diameter adjustment cone and a minimum thickness when measured at the manhole ring of 1 foot, 1. The surface of the encasement shall be not more than 3 inches, 3, below the top of the manhole ring. B. Concrete for concrete encasement around manholes which are in new or existing streets shall conform to the provisions of item number 300, concrete, Class D, minimum, and the minimum dimensions shall be as in manhole ring encasement paragraph A, except that the top of concrete shall match the top of the street base course. C. Where manholes are to be adjusted in new or existing streets in accordance with item number 512, adjusting existing manholes, the concrete replacement for base and subgrade materials may be used in lieu of the encasement above. Dimensions of concrete placed in accordance with item number 512 shall not be less than those specified for manhole ring encasement. Where manholes are constructed in existing streets and where directed by the engineer or shown on the plans, the exterior exposed surfaces of the ring, mortar, throat rings and manhole surface shall be coated with a 1/8 inch, 1/8, minimum thickness of trowel mastic number 102 non-asbestos fiber mastic as manufactured by Monzi Products Company, or equal prior to placement of concrete. 10 Drop manholes. A drop pipe of the same pipe material and size shall be provided for a sewer pipe entering a manhole more than 24 inches, 24, above the invert. The drop pipe shall be constructed on the outside of the manhole utilizing Ys and Ls to provide a smooth drop and a clean out leg as shown on the detail sheet or plans. The drop pipe shall be encased with concrete conforming to the provisions of item number 300, concrete, Class B. Concrete shall extend from the bottom of the manhole base up to the bottom of the incoming sewer pipe. Concrete shall also extend from the outside wall of the manhole out past the Y on the Y branch with a minimum of 6 inches, 6, on each side. 404-5 Testing. 1 Manhole testing. Successful passage of a vacuum test shall be required for acceptance of all sanitary sewer manholes and sanitary sewer structures. Vacuum testing shall be conducted using an engineer-approved vacuum tester. Pre-testing after connections are made but before backfilling is recommended to facilitate better and easier repair if required. The following procedures shall be followed. A. Plug all manhole inverts and lift holes. Inverts shall be plugged using suitably sized pneumatic or mechanical pipeline plugs. The plugs shall be placed a minimum of 6 inches, 6, beyond the manhole wall to prevent temporary sealing of the inverts. Follow all manufacturers' recommendations and warnings for proper and safe installation of such plugs. Make sure such plugs are properly rated for the pressure required for the test. The standard test of 10-inch, 10 Hg mercury, is equivalent to approximately 5 psig, 0.3 bar, back pressure. Unless such plugs are mechanically restrained, it is recommended that the plugs used have a 2x safety factor or a minimum 10 psig. 0.7 bar, back pressure using rating. Caution. Brace inverts if lines entering the manhole have not been backfilled to prevent pipe from being dislodged and pulled into the manhole. B. Install the vacuum tester head assembly at the top access point of the manhole, preferably the ring area. Adjust the cross brace to ensure that the inflatable sealing element inflates and seals against the straight top section of the manhole structure. Caution. Do not pressurize manhole, this may result in manhole damage or result in manhole test head dislodging from manhole inlet. C. Attach the vacuum pump assembly to the proper connection on the test head assembly. Make sure the vacuum inlet/outlet valve is in the closed position. D. Following all safety precautions and manufacturer's instructions, inflate sealing element to the recommended maximum inflation pressure. Caution. Do not overinflate. E. Start the vacuum pump assembly engine and allow preset RPM to stabilize. F. Open the inlet/out ball valve and evacuate the manhole to 10-inch, 10 Hg. 0.3 bar. G. Close vacuum inlet/out ball valve, disconnect vacuum pump, and monitor vacuum for the specified time period. If the vacuum does not drop in excess of 1 inch, 1 Hg over the specified time period, the manhole is considered acceptable and passes the test. If the manhole fails the test, identify the leaking areas by removing the head assembly, coating the interior surfaces of the manhole with a soap and water solution, and repeating the vacuum test for approximately 30 seconds. Leaking areas will have soapy bubbles. Once the leaks have been identified, complete all necessary repairs and repeat test procedures until satisfactory results are obtained. Vacuum test timetable shows diameter in inches, terms of depth in feet, at 48 inches. 60 inches. 72 inches. Asterisk add T times for each additional 2 depth. The values listed above have been extrapolated from ASTM designation C924-85, H. Repeat the above test procedure after backfilling for final acceptance test. 2. Alternate manhole testing. Manholes may be hydrostatic tested as an alternate to vacuum testing if approved by the engineer. Hydrostatic testing shall be conducted by plugging with engineer-approved plugs all influent and effluent pipes in the manhole and filling the manhole with water to the top of the manhole cone with water. Additional water may be added over a 24-hour period to compensate for absorption and evaporate losses. At the conclusion of the 24-hour saturation period, the manhole shall be filled to the top of the manhole cone and observed. Any loss within a 30-minute period shall be considered an unsuccessful test. Contractor to ensure all plugs used to plug sewer lines, while testing the project, such as air plugs, screw-type plugs, etc., are labeled, marked, or tagged. Project inspector will record how many plugs are being used, location and ID. Within collection system. Contractor will report to project inspector of any lost or unrestrained plugs into sewer collection system. Contractor will be held liable for any damages to sewer collection system stoppages, overflows, backup into homes caused by lost runaway sewer plugs that were used on that project or outfall line wastewater treatment plants. Contractor will also be responsible for any damage to wastewater treatment apparatus, such as screw pumps, etc., caused by lost or runaway sewer plugs. Contractor will be held liable for damages, as well as cost of repairs. 3. Trench safety. All excavation and trenching shall conform to item number 700, trench excavation protection. 404. 6. Water main crossings. Where manholes are to be constructed in the vicinity of water mains, the requirements of the design criteria for domestic wastewater systems 30-217 or any revisions thereto as applicable. Unless sanitary sewer manholes and the connecting sewer can be made watertight and tested for no leakage, they must be installed so as to provide a minimum of 9 feet of horizontal clearance from an existing or proposed water line. Where the 9-foot separation distance cannot be achieved, a carrier pipe may be used where appropriate. 404. 7. Measurement. Standard sanitary sewer manholes materials and installation will be measured in the field for each manhole that is complete in place. 404. 8. Payment. Payment will be at the unit price bid for the manhole indicated and will be full compensation to complete construction. No separate payment will be made for any items of work, materials, parts, equipment, supplies, or related items required to perform and complete the requirements of the specifications for standard sanitary sewer manholes complete in place. Payment for manholes specifically identified in the project plans and specifications will be made at the unit price bid for each, which price shall include manhole ring and cover, concrete ring encasement, crushed stone, precast sections, manhole covers, precast section O-ring gaskets, lubricants, throat rings, cones, flat lids, manhole bases, pipe cradles, embedment, testing, concrete, mortar, labor, tools, equipment, pipe to manhole connectors, T's, Y's, castings, and related items. Required to construct, test and complete the work.